this rendition of Kadet Sports Broadcasting. We're here with a great game for you. Before we get into that, my name's Luke McClellan.
I'm Lucas Obringer.
Yeah, and we got a great matchup for you today. We got the Airbirds taking on the Cheyenne Mountain Hawks. Lucas, this is going to be a great game. Let's get into it a little bit.
Two of the top teams in the state. New rankings recently came out. Pretty sure they had Air Academy at 14, Cheyenne at 16, and that's in the entire state of Colorado, including 6A baseball, big schools in Denver. So these are two very highly ranked teams in the PPAC, the Pikes Peak Athletic Conference, rivals, and just huge implications on the line here for both teams, both undefeated. It couldn't get any better than this.
And you look at their records, very similar. Cadets were 8-0-1 with one tie. Cheyenne's haven't played as many games. They're 5-0-1. This is gonna be a shootout. So, I'm really looking forward to this matchup. Sir? I'm not sure.
Excuse me.
Sorry, we're just here in our we're there with our head coach.
Some players we'd like to highlight here for both teams. Some big hitters. Aiden Honeywood for Air Academy especially. Really high percentage. He's hitting about .5. He's tied for the most at-bats on the team with 26. 14 hits. That's really, really good from the Cadets, especially for their big trip down in Arizona. They've played a lot more games.
That's absolutely unheard of. Lucas, you touched on that. .53 batting average. That's flip a coin, heads or tails. He's gonna hit the ball, and it's not. That's such an advantage to have on your team, really.
Right.
As
for Cheyenne, I'm really liking Charlie Schofield here. He's at that spot in the batting lineup where they like to have their hitter, as well as Jansen Roberts, Charlie Doyle, and then their catcher Nate Glad, I believe, is unbelievable. The pop time I've heard from him throwing to second base is insane. I've heard from some of the guys it's gonna be hard to come about steals this game for the Airbirds.
Yeah, and just watching the way that Glad's warming up. He's standing right in front of us right now on home plate. It's really fun to watch, honestly. The way he's able to that pop time you're talking about is it's unreal. So yep. Yeah, and with a little bit of that preview out of the way, we're going to swing it down to an interview with our head coach, Coach Witt, with our very own Lydia Flowers. Lydia, take it away.
Hi, I'm Lydia Flowers. I'm here with Coach Whiting on the field. And how are you feeling today? How are you feeling about this game with the Cheyenne Mountain rivals? It's obviously a big game. How are you and your team feeling about a rivalry game?
We're feeling pretty loose, but we're happy to be playing here. We're more than happy to be where we're at record-wise. They're going to be a tough team, so let's get the conference game started.
Absolutely, I love that. I think it's always a fun opportunity to play a team who, obviously you're both undefeated, which is an amazing opportunity. How do you feel that you have done with practices and getting the team going as it's still early in the season?
I think they're pretty much where they need to be. We spent a week in Arizona and played 4 games out there, and then we practice, either indoors, outdoors. So they played really well, and I think that they're ready to go. And I don't know much more we can do to get them ready, so they should be up for today for sure.
100%. Thank you so much, Coach. I really appreciate it, and good luck in the game.
Thanks.
It looks like it's going to be a great game against this rival team. Back up to you, Luke.
Hey, Lydia. Before we swing it back, what's the energy like in the dugout over there? How are the guys looking? Sorry about that. Looks like we lost her there. But that's a great message. That's exactly what you want to hear from a head coach. Not cocky, but confident in the work they put in, confident in their players. I'm expecting this to be, definitely the best game either team has played all season. This is exactly what everyone works for all off season. Every time you get up early in the morning, go lift. Every time you eat the right thing, do the right things to get better. You're playing for these kind of moments, these rivalry games. It's going to be a really good one.
Right, and I noticed in that interview they kind of said indoor-outdoor practices, right? We've had our share of winter weather here on base, a little more wind, a little more snow than everybody else in the springs. And I know as us on the lacrosse team, we can kind of be flexible, play outside, play inside a little bit. But for baseball, if the field conditions aren't, pristine, they have to go inside. They have to play in the gym, and they can't be out here on the field where they're actually going to play, right? And it's kind of hard to simulate, especially just in a gymnasium, in a hardwood floor. Hard to simulate those grounders. Hard to get the same hits that you're going to get outside on the field. So it's kind of tough. And I think our team's done a really, really good job preparing for that, as you can tell by the coach's response.
And, I mean, you look at our team, and I'm going to build off that with this. I mean, you look at our team, and look at how many seniors, how many upperclassmen we have. Sam Brennan, Sam Studing, Santiago, right? David Luna, right? Aiden Honeywood. You look at all these guys, and there's so many more. Our rosters, I don't think, we only have two underclassmen, on the team. And you see that leadership built in. The other day, I was over at the prep gym, lifting in, right before practice. I see who other than Sam Brennan and Logan Sullivan walk in, ready to get a pre-practice lift. They're so committed to the team. They're willing to do whatever it takes to get better, and they're leading by example.
Right. Yeah, you'll see the catcher Logan Sullivan almost at the prep gym every day. He's been out on the field when we're shooting lacrosse, just practicing lifting, running, getting faster, practicing his pop time as a catcher. That's really important for him. I think they're very prepared, and the leadership on this team is exceptional.
Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and count. I mean, how many seniors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seniors on the team, and all of them are key contributors. If we're being quite honest, this is a tough roster to crack. It's hard to crack a starting lineup here, and that's a good problem to have if you're the head coach for the
right.
Everett's.
And two juniors, that would be Logan Sullivan and Kenny Forzan starting on this Kadet team. Mostly seniors starting and getting the PT for this team.
Yeah.
And those two are juniors as well. So it's still a lot of upperclassmen that are playing key roles.
Yeah, no, and for Cheyenne, pretty similar, but their roster, they got they got a freshman on there, Austin Ewan, they got a few sophomores here, so their roster's a little more split, which is a good thing. That can be very beneficial to the team. And as we build on that with Cheyenne Mountain Hawks, we are going to swing it down to Lydia with an interview with their head coach. Lydia, take it away.
Hi, I'm Lydia, back here on the floor again with Coach Swope of Cheyenne Mountain. And how are you feeling about going into this undefeated? Obviously, it's a big rivalry game. How are you feeling about it?
Well, Air Academy's really good. They're good every year, and so our league's very tough. And I know Air Academy has a good team. So we've been off for a couple weeks, and so I'm a little worried about our timing, but we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And it's always good to get out there and get some competition. As you're just starting the season and it's obviously early, how are you feeling about practices and just getting the team chemistry building as it's early in the season?
Yeah, our team chemistry is pretty good. I mean, these guys hang out together on and off the field, and so I don't have to worry about that. It is early, and so we're getting ready to start and play 3 games a week for the rest of the year. So it's a grind. It's going to test our pitching depth, and but we'll know where we're at here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, and congratulations and good luck on the game. Thank you so much.
Hey, Lydia. Since we got you over there, what's the energy like in the dugout over there? Kind of what kind of vibes are you getting from that Cheyenne squad before this matchup?
The energy is really good. I think we've got a really good game for us. Honestly, the energy from this side and the energy from the Air Academy side, I think both teams are just ready to get out there and have a good game. It's always fun to play against good competition, and so I can really tell the vibes are that everyone's ready to put their best on the floor. That's
great, Lydia. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Back to you, Luke.
Yep. Like Coach said, PPAC play, it's always tough, no matter what sport you're playing, especially baseball. I would say the teams from Monument, LP, Palmer Ridge, very good teams. Cheyenne's always good, and like Coach Swup said, Air Academy always good as well. Like I was saying, no matter what sport you're playing, even women's basketball, men's basketball, it's always going to be competition here in Colorado Springs and in the PPAC.
Yep. And, additionally, just anything in PPAC play is going to be a game, and then you add on top of that the rivalry game of Cheyenne Mountain and Air Academy. It's going to be great.
All right, with that, we're going to get to some of McClellan's yellins, some predictions from our very own Luke McClellan.
Here we go. Let me pull these up. So I'm taking Jackson Illinger. I'm taking 4 outs in 6 innings. Four outs. And Honeywood, I think he's going to get 3 RBIs. And I think the Air Academy Airbirds, I think we're going to take this one 11-10 here at home.
Right.
Those are my predictions.
Some very thorough
game.
predictions from Luke McClellan here. Did our research. We said, Javin Esslinger, their ace, the Cheyenne Mountain ace pitcher. He's got a good amount of strikeouts, so we expect him to get a decent amount here with 4. He's going to pitch most of the game for 6, and that's pretty. I would say that's pretty standard. You get 5 or 6 innings with a pitcher in high school baseball, and then they're out for a few days, and then they pitch the next one.
And and we are about to get underway here shortly. We just the Empires just arrived on the field, and it is an interesting dynamic. Me and Lucas, we're not going to be too hard on these umps, seeing as we ourselves are refs. In fact, I think we're just doing a story for our news program in our Out and About section, which you should check out when that episode drops, about me and Lucas and our jobs. We ref Youth Lacrosse League, so this is going to be great. I have nothing but respect for the refs. I understand how hard the job is. But yeah, it's really fun.
Yep. We will not judge too harshly. We're sitting right behind home plate, but I'm still sure we will not get all of the calls ourselves, even if we were to call it. One thing I'd like to point out about pitching in high school baseball, especially the PBAC, Sam Brennan starting today's game for the Kadets. Not our starting pitcher, as Wyatt Kelly, our starting pitcher, pitched last Thursday in Pueblo. They got the win there. If I'm not mistaken, based on the number of pitches, you have to sit out a certain amount of days, which makes it tough for any squad to have a good pitching rotation. You got to rotate your starter every week, especially playing 3 games a week. You got to have 3 good starting pitchers, 3 solid pitchers to start through those games, especially in PPAC play. That's really tough to do. So a lot of times, you might not have the greatest record, but you have a good starting pitcher that's going to start for you.
Yeah.
And that means a lot.
And baseball is such a unique sport, and one of the reasons I love it is pitching. It's so fundamental. It can control the entire game, and like you said, you need to have those multiple you need to have those multiple pitchers in order to keep your roster competitive, which is unlike football, where I'm sure you've heard the saying, if you have 2 quarterbacks, that means you don't even have 1 quarterback, right? If you're kind of indecisive of the starters, but in baseball, it's it's so unique in that fact that you need that to be competitive. And yeah, Sam has been working hard all off season. It's kind of been tough, from talking to him. I know he's a 3-sport athlete with golf, basketball, and now baseball, but he's been finding time to get in the gym, get on the diamond all off season to prepare for this moment, really.
Yep. He has indeed.
It's gonna be a good one, yeah.
Just coaches talking to umpires here, getting some key points down. And as we're waiting to get started here,
and as we're about to get underway here, what a beautiful day. You could not ask for a better situation. The sun's out, but there's a little bit of cloud cover. There's a nice breeze going to cool us off. You couldn't ask for anything better.
I would say this is very optimal baseball weather for April in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Field's looking nice. I was out there earlier hitting some balls just with the guys, just playing around before the game. The grass is really good. I would say the grounders are going to be fast, especially through the dirt off the bat here.
Yep.
Yeah, really doesn't get any better than this.
I like to consider myself a pretty athletic guy, and I saw Lucas and Will Rodney, hitting the ball around a little bit, and I thought I might give it a try, and just about threw my back out on the first one, and I think that was a good sign that maybe I should stop, but
stick to goalie there.
Yeah, stick to goalie, and for those who join us who aren't familiar with me and Lucas, we both are seniors here at Air Academy for the men's lacrosse team. Like Lucas said, I'm a goalie. He's an attackman, and we play, just across the way over there at the K-Dome tomorrow, actually. If you're able, That would be great to swing by. It should be a great game versus Smoky Hill, I believe.
Yep, we got a 6 p.m. face-off against game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited. We're pumped. We've been having a good season so far as well.
But for the lacrosse team, unlike the baseball team with only 2 underclassmen, we have 5 senior captains, 1 junior captain, and then 5 freshmen, all contributing on the varsity squad. So, a little bit different of a roster construction compared to the baseball guys in terms of ages of players, but still same end result, and it's awesome. We're having a really good time.
Yep, having a blast for our senior season. Loved all 4 years playing for Air Academy. It's been a great experience.
Yeah, and we are. I believe, there's a chance that we might not be able to do as many live streams here in who knows how many years, because I think the school is expanding, and we'll end up having a new building on what would be the baseball field. Which is that is really cool. That's something right there.
I mean, over on the right baseline, there's a grass field. That's supposed to be kind of the site for our new school. Maybe a little bit on the baseball field. I think the Kadet supposed to stay where it's at. But the old school behind us will be no more in a few years, which is really exciting for our community and just the kind of the people that coming in. Everybody who's been in Air Academy knows that the school is pretty old, and it's not ideal at all. So I'm really excited for my younger siblings to come through Air Academy and have this new school that they can learn in.
Yeah, it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the building we're right now. Just because it works, it gets the job done.
Right.
Rooms with chairs in it. That's about all you need for a school. But I'm would love to come back, here in a few years and just kind of see what happened. Not to relive any glory days, but just kind of see the new school.
We got the PA announcer on the speakers now, announcing the starting lineup for the Cheyenne Hawks as we get this game started.
Awesome, yeah.